All right, welcome back again. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to do a multiple video demonstration of this long drawing that I spoke of. So I've got my tone piece of paper that we did last time, and I've also got a subject matter here. So what I want you guys to do is to go outside and just take a couple clippings, leaves from trees, or if you've got flowers outside, and put them in a pot, ideally a dark pot, so that the leaves, flowers, and the pot are all dark in value, so that when you squint you can kind of see them as a single unified shape. So I've got orange flowers here, which are not ideal, but I've got these dark flowers, and again I've put a light surface behind it, which I want you to do so that you see this dark pattern of shapes against the light background. Okay, and we're going to do a tonal drawing of that, and again spend about an hour and a half on it. And using all the ideas that we've talked about so far, so from simplifying in the envelope shape, to visual mechanical measuring, to angular drawing, to the tonal ideas that we talked about last week, we're going to combine that in a single drawing. So the starting place is to create a simple envelope shape for what I see up there, and I've sort of put in a simple kind of trapezoidal shape for this whole structure here, the flowers, and I've separated that from the pot here. I could put in a single shape if I wanted to, but the next thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you once you put this in, I'm going to have you measure the length or the height of the pot relative to the height of the whole leaf structure, your flowers, and or if you just have clippings from trees, that's fine. But I think a lot of times when people start doing this, they think pot and they think leaves, and they don't think about the relative proportions. So what I'm going to do with my measuring tool is I'm going to measure the pot, putting my thumb at the bottom of the pot and the stick at the very top, and then I'm going to come up with that. I'm going to see that hits about here. So this length here, when I come up, hits about here, which means that the flower and the leaf structure obviously is higher than the pot, so I want to make sure that happens here. So if I measure this and come up, I think, okay, I'm about here, which gives me room for those flowers. So I'm in the ballpark, right? The other measurement I want you to take is with your plumb line, and what you're going to do is measure the left and the rightmost part of your leaf structure and see where it comes relative to the pot. So in other words, I'm going to put this up, and I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to see this is obviously outside the limit of the pot, but by how much? So this negative shape, how does that compare to this width over here? I'm going to do the same thing over here. So here, this leaf is a little bit closer to where the spout is than this one over here. All right, so you take that measurement, and then you see how that's working out in your drawing as well, and if you're getting about the same kind of idea, because you don't want to have the shape right, but have it oriented improperly relative to what's below it. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is a very simple angular drawing on top of this. So I'm still working with a line. So I'm going to break this shape down. I'm going to find my vertical, and I see up there that the flower's a little bit to the right of the vertical, so my flowers need to position over here a little bit more. So I can divide this up into flowers up here, and then this whole jumble of leaf structure over here, and then this comes over, and I've got this leaf structure over here. So I'm just taking it a little bit at a time. So I've kind of taken this big shape and I've divided it up into 1, 2, 3. And again, you may not be able to see it real well, but when I do the next step, you'll be able to see a little bit better what I did. And then down here, so the pot, I'm just going to get a little bit more specific with this shape, using horizontals where it seems appropriate when I get a real important change along the outline. Handle over here, spout here. So I've just, again, haven't done a lot here, but just taking it to a slightly more descriptive place. All right. And then once I've got that very simple angular drawing down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start revealing that by erasing and taking the tone out. So wherever I see light up there, I'm going to start erasing and taking the tone out. And as I do that, I will I'll leave the dark area for if it's flower, leaf, or pot that the leaves and flowers are in, then I'm going to leave that as the dark. So I'm not going to be worrying about any kind of value change that I see up there within the flower, the leaves, or the pot. It's all going to be just a flat tone that I've already got here. Right? So what I'm going to do is continue to take this out, and then the start of the next video, I'll sort of show you what I've done, and it'll make a little bit more sense.